Welcome to the Security in 5 podcast. I'm Drew, the binary blogger. This is a daily show talking about news, tips, and opinions focused on IT and cybersecurity related topics for everyone. I believe we all have some security responsibility, whether it's at your home, school, work, or personal life as we use technology. The more aware you are of the security world around you, the more secure you can be. Thank you for listening. This is Security in 5. Episode 1101 episodes. Wow, it's hard to believe that. In any case, today is our tools, tips, and tricks episode, and today I want to talk about a tip or a trick. Now, toward the end of the year, if you listen to the podcast, you'll know that I've been giving a lot of tips and tricks on around account hygiene, network hygiene, patching your systems, updating, things like that. But one of the things that I haven't talked about, because it takes a little bit more technical savvy to do, is that do you ever review your logs? Do you ever review your event logs on your Windows machines? Did you ever go in and look at your router logs? Do you ever go in and look at your device logs if you can find them? Why or why not? Your logs, when enabled properly, are only useful if they're read. Just like within an environment, if I'm building a security program out, you don't log data unless you're willing to look at it. You don't log unless it is going to be read or used or operationalized. Otherwise, you're wasting space, wasting storage, etc., etc. But your home, your router has logs, your Windows has logs, and your logs are your insight to the behavior of your network, the behavior of your devices. And it is a little bit more of a technical exercise, but it is a very good learning exercise because, especially like Windows event logs, they are not overly complicated to read. They're overly complicated to understand sometimes, but there are plenty of websites to help you out there. But just to get a familiarity with how your logins look, if you have multiple users using a single Windows computer, look at their logs, look at what your system's doing, pay attention to some of the errors or warnings, just get a feeling for it. On your router logs, look for that particular type of traffic, get familiar with the IP addresses, track things down, those types of things. And not to say that everyone's going to understand it or everyone's going to do it, but if you are in any level of technical savvy or have any interest of what's going on with your environments as part of your hygiene exercises at the end of the year for account cleanups and patching and identifying devices and doing those types of things, take some time and go look at your logs and see if your logging is adequate, if it's showing you things that you may not know or may not understand. And you'll be surprised of what you'll learn about what your network and what your devices are doing, how chatty they are, what they're talking to, where they're going on the internet. And those can be an insight into a lot of things. And if you get to a certain point and get a little bit more very technical savvy, get into, go from kindergarten level, maybe into high school level of technical expertise, then you can start doing some things on your network, like installing the freeware version of something called Graylog, and very easily send your logs into that system and very easily read them and look at them a little bit easier, et cetera, et cetera. But logs are there for a reason. They're there to teach us about security events that are going on, who's logging in and logging off to your systems, what your systems are doing, what your systems are behaving like, any errors that are coming up. Sometimes the logs will tell you that there's updates available, or that things are failing that might be the reason why your router seems slow. The logs might tell you why. Those types of things. And a lot of people, I would say high 90% of the people, don't do that on a regular basis. Heck, I'm even guilty of it, that I don't look at my own home network logs, mainly because I'm probably burned out by looking at logs during the day job all day long, and I'm just sick and tired of looking at logs. But in any case, that is a tip that I would give you, especially when you're getting around and want to get an understanding of how all of these technical devices are working and interacting. Start with your Windows servers or your Windows machines. Go to your routers next, because that's your entry point and exit point to the world. See, get familiar with those logs. See what the types of data from a troubleshooting standpoint, diagnostic standpoint, operational standpoint. All those things are there for a reason and built for your benefit. And again, just don't plug it in. It works, and forget about it. Spend some time every now and then to understand how those types of things work, and over time, again, that will help improve your awareness, improve your understanding, and you might accidentally learn something along the way. Security in 5, be aware, be safe. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of Security in 5. If you have any questions on today's episode or any suggestions for future content, feel free to drop me a line, reach out to me at Twitter, post a question on the Reddit channel, or go ahead and drop me an email. If you want to continue to support the show, you can head over to the Patreon site. All the links are in the show notes of every episode. And remember, be aware, be safe. Thanks for listening.